All right, so here is the astrology chart of Alicia Keys, and we're going to start off by looking at her lineage. The lineage is a place of mastery, somewhere that this person shines automatically just by virtue of being born. There's this gifts and skills that the person has. So for her, we're looking at South Node and the moon. And for her, the moon is in Libra, which says that naturally her automatic tendency, we might call this karmic patterning or DNA, something so deep that it just shows up right away, is being the mediator, wanting to have peace among the whole mandala, the circle of whatever it is that she's in. The imagery that I usually like to use for Libra moon women is that of the lady who owns the barber shop, or the beauty salon rather, because this is a gathering place where everybody is able to be heard and have their feelings expressed. You know, if you've ever gone into a beauty shop, this is where the women are just talking freely, not being politically correct, just getting it out. And the Libra moon is the person who would facilitate that, who would make that space available and ready. Because the specialty for her is validating all opinions and ideas and welcoming everybody's voice and having that all be heard and validated. And then the South Node is in the third house. So we would call this the Gemini job, meaning that one who is the mediator and validating the voices of everybody in the group. Her job is the one of the creative muse. This might be the musician or the entertainment, the one who is having the new ideas and being creative. So that's the lineage. Now what we do is look at the rising sign. What is this person here to learn about? Because this section, the Gemini job in the Libra tribe, is solid. There's nothing more to do here. This is where what's coming up is thinking about how keep doing these things can be actually detrimental to your evolution and growth, because you're staying on this end of the polarity of your, what I like to call the evolutionary axis. So we want to be moving into our new school. So for her, that would be Sagittarius. She has Sagittarius rising, and the North Node is here in the ninth house, which would be Sagittarius also. So for Sagittarius rising, this person would have so many new projects, new ideas, new things to learn, questing for evolution and expansion. So when the Sagittarius rising person is able to evolve their consciousness, the rest of us, it's the one green tree in the forest makes the whole forest green. That's the sort of idea for Sagittarius rising, is that when they're elevating their consciousness and expanding their mind, expanding who they are, that those of us around are also able to have the same experience. So some of the things with Sagittarius rising are getting burnt out, adrenal fatigue, being overstimulated. And if you imagine this like a quester, I always see this imagery of a Sagittarius rising when it's a woman, especially because she's got Sagittarius job. It's extra emphasis on the Sagittarius quest for expansion and evolution, wearing tall boots and cute outfit, but ready to go, always ready to go. And, packed, because there's a journey, there's a traveling involved with that. Even if it's not traveling literally, it's traveling in the mind and going somewhere. So this person is obviously here to expand consciousness, evolve her own mind and her own consciousness so that we all have the opportunity to make that forest greener. The next thing we'll look at is her inner feminine. Inner feminine, we look at Venus, and she's got Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn is square to Saturn, giving it more emphasis on structure and form, being the tribal elder, being the one who is creating stability for the next 7 generations. So her inner feminine, you know, the things that would connect to the feminine is like, what are you attracted to? What makes you sort of turns you on, you know? What are you attracted to and what are you attracting? And for Venus in Capricorn, she is, I want to read Madonna's chart next because that's my go-to archetype, who is building an empire. And I'm tingling everywhere because I feel like Alicia Keys is doing the same thing. Building an empire that's not just for her, it's for the next 7 generations. Whatever it is that she's making, the platform, the foundation that she's building, isn't just for her, it's for her family and for future generations. So with that square to Saturn, that brings an extra emphasis on structure and form as part of her expression of the goddess. Then her inner masculine, this is the way that she embodies her masculine energy. And she's got Mars in Aquarius, who is very tightly conjunct with Mercury. And Mars, being the way that a woman embodies her own masculine energy, is also what she'll be attracted to. Oftentimes, not always. Sometimes, like in this situation, it could be that she's attracted to what her inner feminine represents. It varies, especially when it's Aquarius and Capricorn, because these two are so much, you know, Capricorn, we have really given to men to be the ones who provide structure and form. So sometimes women will be attracted to that archetype. And with Aquarius, it's a toss up. You never know when somebody has Venus or Mars in Aquarius, because it is a wild card. It is that very cosmic, sort of detached energy. So Venus in Capricorn and Mars in Aquarius. So what we could say about this, just pretending that she was attracted to this type of men. We also put the descendant here when we're looking at what she might be attracted to, because over here, who am I? This is what she's learning about for herself. The investigation or meditation on who am I has to do with the Sagittarius archetype. And then who are you has to do with Gemini. This is the relationship axis. Why on earth would I ever want to be in a relationship? For this person, it's about expansion of consciousness and being on a quest or a mission for life. So this would be the question that you would ask yourself. And looking at the relationship axis, what type of partnership or relationship do I want? For this person, it's about the quest. It's about the adventure and the journey. And if the partner isn't on the exact same quest, it's fine. I always think it's better if they both are on the same quest or mission. And I know in her current relationship, her partner is also a musician, and this could be the perfect thing because they're both on a similar or the same quest. So inner masculine, Gemini, and Aquarius, you put those two together. So the Mars, which is in Aquarius, we would combine with Gemini to get a good look at the form of the masculine that she is most attracted to, because this is her own form of the masculine. So mixing together Aquarius and Gemini, doing alchemy with those, we get a form of the masculine who is very genius, bright, brilliant mind, creative, a little bit aloof, can be detached emotionally very much, because Gemini and Aquarius both don't have very much. I say they don't have emotionality, but what I mean is that they're not emotional because they have a big picture perspective. They can have the overview on a situation, and they don't so much get caught up in the one point of the cosmic view, of the big picture overview. And also her Mars has Mercury right next to it, which leads me to think that possibly she is really embodying her inner masculine because of, I've listened to her songs and I know that she writes, and I've listened, oh my gosh, and I love how she really can expand and get out really big and put a powerful voice to that. So this conjunction between Mars and Mercury is square to Chiron. She actually has major Chiron. I would call it a Chiron complex because there's 6 things connected to Chiron. 5 of them are squares and 1 is a trine. She's got Chiron trine to her inner feminine, her Venus, and then Chiron is square to Mercury, Mars, the South Node, and the North Node. So this brings this element of pain, ecstasy, underworld, power, sensuality, sexuality, everything that Chiron represents brings it to the forefront of how she embodies herself, her essence, her own unique essence, has a major Chiron complex. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here because, as you know, these readings can go on and looked at in a bunch of different ways. This is just a brief reading of Alicia Keys. I wanted to get more of the women who I admire in my life. On my YouTube playlist, it's been all men up until now, and it's, you know, I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart, and I love those archetypes. So there's Nikola Tesla, and there's Albert Einstein, and there's Prince, and a bunch of other innovative people who I admire, but they're all men. So I'm going to have a little phase of reading women who I love, and Alicia Keys was the first one. The next one I'm going to do is Oprah, so stay tuned for that. And I picked her first because we are in Sagittarius season. The sun is in Sagittarius now, and the full moon reading that I'm going to do next will be Sagittarius. So I wanted to get that vibing out and getting us in the mode of questing, expanding our consciousness, evolving. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments, ask any questions. I'm always happy to engage and interact, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.